I'm about to blow, cause there's some things that's been on my mind. No more wasting time. All about the dough to give my kids a better life. I've been working days and nights in the studio, trying to keep this money flowing like rivers do. Hustle so hard, making hits on the regular. Think I'm about to turn it up. I just wanna pull up in the drop top, let the top drop. Now the whole spot like with us. Smoking like a hot box, now I'm so hot. Got the kush on the block, all my niggas twisted up. Starving, now I'm hungry, time to feed me. Everybody steady watching, but don't believe me. But I'ma keep it 100. Girl, I'ma keep it 100, yeah. Be the man with the bands, I'm a soldier. Hope you niggas understand where I come from. Been doing this since I was 10, now I'm grown up. And know my grown man shit like a grown up. Chasing the money, chasing the green. You know when I'm on the scene, the ladies fix up their makeup. Chasing the dream, you niggas better believe that I'm coming to lead. And know it's a celebration. We gon' be on for the summer, Bentleys and Hummers, pockets full of money. And you know we gon' be stunting. Tour around the country, music steady bumping. All the ladies wondering when my album gon' be dropping. I'm about to take what I want, cause it's taking too long. And now I'm tired of waiting. Patience the key to success, but my patience is dead and these niggas keep hating. Hopping that new Benz, steady working, hold up.
Derek, yeah, I want the world to go and everything in it. My year blimp, Tony Montana vision. I wear my scars on my face and my heart up on my sleeve. 100, anything less is a snake in the flesh. Slithering, creeping through the grass. No time for a fake, cause my watch fixated on the bank. Ballin' is the only thing I play. They better king me, big rings on the way. Repeat anyway. City on my back like it's Teddy Brandon. At a space with the flow, no way I'm landing. Man, I'm so way up, too real. Put it all together, let's drill, huh? Spaceship through the city, Akon. And my speakers mixed with Little Weezy. Where the money, yeah. I'ma treat it like a tip to Benji.
Now let me keep it 100. Hustle like I had nothing, yeah. Let me take you on a ride.
Hey, y'all already know what it is. You are tuned in to BU Radio, and you're at the right place at the right time, listening to the right show. We got the right host, interviewing the right guests, only for the right listeners, and that's how we do it
and
right here.
Back, suckers!
Y'all probably like, we just seen y'all like 5 minutes ago, but I have another privilege today to introduce the brand new host over here at BU Radio. We want to welcome Malik Truth, you know what I'm saying, to the stage, you know, real quick,
yes.
You know, and tell them a little bit about what we're going to expect every single week. Now, we ain't going to be all of us ain't going to be on here every week, you know what I'm saying? However, you know,
yeah, so make sure y'all get y'all a Shannon the Queen shirt.
Oh,
you feel me? A hoodie. You over here squirting it. Go ahead and
he got his little Shannon the Queen.
Good.
Right.
I'm just sporting my Shannon the Queen shirt. I mean, she is one of the top comedians here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Man, and she just be cracking me up. Just go visit her on YouTube.
We said it. We said it. One of the top comedians here in the city. We said it.
Now we didn't plan planned this to wear our white Shannon the Queen
Nah,
hoodie.
this what
Yeah.
this is
You know, it's
coincidence.
just
sheer
cold
coincidence.
outside, so we want to just cuddle in our
For
Shannon the
real.
Queen hoodie.
And it is mad comfortable. It is very comforting, like a good relationship. It's real comforting.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
said he
yeah.
sleep with his Shannon the
I
Queen
sleep
hoodie.
with my Shannon Queen. Now,
As long as you ain't slobbing on it.
no, well, you know, ain't no fantasies going through my mind, and you know, it's just
All right, as
it's
long
just
as
a
you
shirt.
ain't using it as a sock. We
Oh no! I stopped that. Abrasions.
All right, I don't want no stale Shannon the Queen hoodies.
Yeah.
You guys, if you want your Shannon the Queen hoodie, make sure you go ahead and inbox me, Shannon Butler, Shannon the Queen. Inbox me, and all you got to do is cash at me the money, and I ship it off to you. Or I
Absolutely.
could link up to you. You know what I'm saying? And you can get it like that.
All right. Well, y'all, this is Malik Truth, author of a best-selling book called The Design Dating Purpose. This book is being read across the country and even in Canada. So it's a blessing to be able to be before you guys today, because I want to have a great time with you guys. I'm thanking Dominique, right? And my sister Shannon, and of course our engineer extraordinaire, brother Natrell.
No doubt. Appreciate it.
And again, like I said, my name is Malik Truth, and the book that I have is a book that's really enlightening, man. It's a book that really opens you up to yourself. You know, you get a lot of dating books that try to teach you the games of dating. You know, like if she does this, then you do this next, and if he does that, you know, you do this next. Well, this book right here pretty much teaches you no games.
Game free.
It's game free. It's game free. No additives, no preservatives. This book is really all about you. You know, it takes you on a journey of self. So a lot of people really don't like discussing relationships.
Oh yeah.
Because relationships is a thing that can cause you to kill somebody, kill yourself, lose your job, lose your home, lose your wife, lose your kids, whatever.
Lose your
relationships, lose your freedom. Yeah, because once
Yeah.
you do all the bad stuff, you end up going to jail. You know how Martin said, you know, relationships the kind of thing that'll have you, hiding in the bushes in your pajamas and flip flops.
Oh yeah.
You know, especially when you love that one individual. But the thing about relationships is it's a good thing. Relationships is a good thing, but you got to know how to treat it.
Right.
You got to know how to treat a relationship. If you don't know how to treat that relationship, let me tell you, it's gonna do some mean things to you.
I
Yeah.
define it as a baby. You take care of it. You nurture it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feed it. You grow it. You get to know the person you're in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? You don't let go so easily. You hold on tight if y'all made to be with each other.
That's
Absolutely.
true. That's true. And here's the thing: when we talk about soulmate or made to be together, it always brings me to what the Bible says. The Bible says, that a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, receive
Good
favor
thing.
from the Lord. And when I say a good thing, I mean good thing in all of his ways, because it also speaks about, that the marriage bed is undefiled. So that means get your freak on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hey.
so if that's the case, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for everything that I used to do in the world in her.
Right.
So if I like big hips, I want big hips. If I
Yeah.
like big breasts, I want big breasts. If I
Yeah.
like big booty, pretty face, I want that. If I want to go get, I want all of that.
Oh yeah.
If I want to freak, that's what I want.
All right.
Okay, so what
Be
about
easy on that table.
personality though?
No, hold on. I'm telling you the physical things, because these are the things we see first.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what happens is, I call that in my book the eye candy moment.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of us get sprung off the eye candy moment, especially if he or she is somebody we've been desiring for quite some time, because now it becomes a thing of like, wow, I'm with him. I
Yeah.
finally got him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you get to that point, a lot of times the necessary things you have to ask and look for escapes you, because you're still in awe.
Yeah.
Damn, I got this fine woman. Dang, I got this fine brother. And all along, you still struck by awe, and you're forgetting to ask the necessary questions. You're forgetting to look for the necessary red lights, And what happens is you get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I talk about the physical things, because those are the things we're gonna see first. Because if I see a fine woman, I'm not gonna, for the most part, in me is not gonna always be, I want to wife her. I want to do this. with me, it used to be, I wonder.
Right.
I wonder if
just
she
wanna-
do this.
Wanna
I
go
wonder
ahead
if
and,
she do that.
knock that out the park real quick.
I want to see. I want to see if I can.
I
knock
need that
out the
home
park.
run real quick.
How long is
You
it
know
gonna
what I'm
take
saying?
me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as I grew older, I understood that relationships isn't always about sex.
Yeah.
Sex is a component, but it's not the primary. Should never be your primary goal.
Yeah.
What?
It's necessary though.
Yeah.
It's a
Definitely
necessary
necessary.
thing, yeah. Because I mean, if it ain't, if it doesn't exist or it's not good, you know, then depending on either party, you know, you got some things you need to talk about and work on.
Yeah.
Because bad sex isn't always a deal breaker. Bad sex can actually mean good sex if you work towards it.
Queen, quick question for you.
Huh?
If you in a relationship with a brother who ain't got good sex, can you stay in that relationship?
Can you stand the rain?
If his paycheck, if he get paid more than $40 an hour, we can compromise. You
See,
know what I'm
look at
saying?
that. See,
If he
some
get an
things are
SSI
good.
check, you know what I'm saying? That's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
disability if his dick little. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
See, if the sex ain't good, he on disability,
better
then you
get-
know
you
what?
better get that SSI check.
Get that EBT flowing. Hey, look, we eat good once a month,
Right.
so it ain't got to be that good.
Now, why you asking? I can't play with that.
I
trail.
do.
But no, on the trail, that's a good question, though, man,
Yeah.
because for some people, sex is just that important.
Serious tip.
It's
Yeah.
just that important.
Sex is important, you know what I'm saying, because everybody want to enjoy their loved one, you know what I'm saying, especially intercourse, you feel me? But is it a deal breaker? No, it's not a deal breaker. It's not, because you can also add in toys, you know what I'm saying. You can show them how to do certain things, you know, you can teach them, you know,
Yeah,
whatever
so
the case may be.
Each one teach one.
Right.
Each one reach one, each one teach one. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
so
about.
I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, but
Okay.
it can come to cheating though.
Oh, y'all hear that? It could come to cheating.
It
Wow.
kind of cheating though,
Yeah.
you know.
Say if the game ain't right,
yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
you know, guys will find somewhere else to get their strength off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dominique. Was can you answer that question, or is that one of those pass? You got to pass on that one.
She ain't gonna pass on that one. She gonna answer that.
Is it a deal breaker?
She got to think about it. She ain't being honest, y'all.
Shame the devil.
You got to be honest.
Be honest and shame
Be
the devil.
honest.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this comment says.
I do. I don't think it's a deal breaker though. It's never a deal breaker for me. Because I don't have to have it.
You
Like
Okay.
I
yeah.
just
She ain't gotta be
personally.
lying either.
See the
She
eyes?
ain't lying. Yeah.
Okay.
Just me personally, I don't have to have it. I don't have to have it. I don't have to. And it's not. It's just a personal thing for me. Like some people can't go
Yeah.
without it. Me personally,
Yeah.
it's either or. Unless,
Yeah.
it's
I
either
think it's
or.
I think it's necessary.
So
Well,
this
most
guy
people-
says, yes, being married more than 10 years is about just getting it out the way. Like Valentine's Day, every other year is
Oh,
special,
yes.
but
Somebody
on the
needs to see a
regular, it's
sex
just like
therapist on
getting
that
it
one.
out the way when you're married. So do sex become boring when you married? Does it become boring with the same partner?
should.
And this question
can be.
is for guys.
Yeah, look, I have a acquaintance out in Philly. And she's a sex therapist. Okay,
Oh.
and we had a show last week, and she brought something very enlightening to all of us on the panel. And what she said is that a man's Johnson, okay, or penis, so to speak. No, okay.
So goofy.
No,
Oh,
that
goofy.
it's a tool to help the woman reach climax. She don't really need us to reach climax if she really know what she's doing. Our Johnson is another tool to help her get to that point. And then when we look at, and especially when you're married, when you're married, when you look at it, things can become very routine
Yeah.
in that relationship.
Hey.
And what happens is once the spice goes, you got to learn how to get it back. And I talk about that in my book as well. And that's even from a standpoint of just being with someone and not having married them. You know, because sex for some can be quite routine. Depends on where their minds are. Depends on how freaky they are. You know, how freaky they aren't. What they're willing and not willing to do, and how you're willing and not willing to respect those boundaries.
No doubt.
So guys always say that they want a female with a high sex drive, but then once you guys get involved with a female with a high sex drive, for some reason your penis don't react the way you guys want it to.
Oh, see, that's why they got Viagra. That's
So you
why
gotta
they
get
got
the right
Viagra.
tools, huh? You gotta get those right
They have to have the right pills.
Yeah.
So they got different types.
Oh yeah, they got marijuana pills and they got Viagra pills.
What?
Oh yeah.
What the marijuanas do?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Put you to sleep.
But
that
natural,
don't- yeah, that
no
don't help.
chemicals.
That don't
No,
help
you
a
gotta
lot.
get that good sativa.
Sativa.
If you get the indica, you going to sleep.
Yeah,
If you get the
see?
sativa, you gonna stay away.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
No doubt.
For real. Wait,
Okay.
Dominique, you look a little. But no, these are real
church
issues in
fam
relationships, though.
You gonna be in trouble.
I'm gonna be in a hot seat. Y'all got me on here.
Go ahead, nah.
They gonna be mad at me. Nah, again, it's just I feel like if it's a relationship though, like if it's somebody that I'm just like talking to here or there, whatever, then it's like, whatever. I become the dude in the situation,
Right.
Because I have a lot of brothers, so I'm just like, oh, okay, is that? But if I'm in a relationship, it doesn't necessarily matter, but I gotta know what you bring into the table,
Yeah, absolutely.
because sex isn't substance for me. I mean, most people base a relationship off of sex, and they feel like that's how they're gonna keep the relationship,
I
and
like
that's
that.
not
That's
how
not
you
always
keep
a relationship.
keep a relationship. And I think that a lot of times as women, the emotional attachment happens because of how people are having sex, right? That's where soul ties come in, because now I feel like I'm in love with you, but it's not. I'm just really in lust with you, right? And it's not me loving a person about you. I'm the opposite. I observe everything because I need to make sure that I know every little thing that
What
happens.
sign are you?
Yeah.
Sagittarius.
Okay.
So it's
Leo now.
it's a lot of stuff that goes on with that. So
cap
for
season.
me, it's just it's that, but it does help the
Yeah.
situation. But if it's not gonna make or break me.
Yeah.
It got to be enough foundation in there where we don't always disagree, but we can agree to disagree and then compromise on things. And if you don't have that, then there is nothing else.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading Marshawn Lowry. She has a comment says, grow the relationship. And, growing a relationship looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
It really does. For some people, growing a relationship could be about money. For some, it could be about sex. For some, it could be about children. Because for some, it could be about personal and interpersonal growth with one another. And the thing about that is that if you don't understand you and understand who you are,
Absolutely.
how you gonna grow?
Absolutely.
So one point in my book talks about learning yourself, because we're all adults, but along the course of our development,
Yeah.
Right.
we ran into some blocks that did some things to us mentally.
Self-love. Self-love is very important,
Oh,
y'all.
yeah.
You gotta love yourself, and a lot of people don't even realize that they don't love themselves. They love other people more than they love themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
They
right.
give so much to other people, and they don't even give themselves.
That's
You know,
right.
so I say self-love is very important, because
Very
once
important.
you have self-love, you able to pour off that extra love to others. You know what I'm saying? Unconditionally. So
Without
I really.
contingencies.
Yeah, so I really consider to have self-love, and self-love is knowing who you are, knowing your worth, knowing what you want to accept. Don't get into a relationship right away. You know what I'm saying? Like right after you got out of a relationship, especially if you just got out of a toxic relationship. Don't jump right back into a relationship, because what you got to do is heal, and you have to
Come on,
reflect,
somebody.
and you
Yeah.
have to,
Right.
have knowledge of who you are now. Now, what are you willing to accept, or what are you willing
Right.
not to accept? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to put up with the same things that last relationship put you through? You know, you just got to relearn who you are, because once you with somebody, you learn their ways.
Right.
You learn their habits. You learn, you know what I'm saying, that spouse, and then just jumping into the next relationship. If that spouse was domestic towards you, you going in there fired up, like, what's happening? I'm ready for whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you haven't even, and they not even like that. They could be totally different, but because you came in there with that type of spirit, guess what? Now you didn't rub that spirit off to them.
Right.
And you wondering why you breaking up over the same thing you just broke up with 2 months ago with the last partner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
You
real.
just gotta. That's why when I tell my homegirls that, you know, I've been single for 4 years, so they be like, damn, 4 years. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to start over.
Right.
First of all, you know what I'm saying? Second of all, I have a son. You know, so I don't want different kind of dudes all in my son's face like that.
No.
You know, that's
That's
just
all
not
right.
acceptable.
That's
you know?
good right there.
Third of all, I had to get to know who I am, because who I was at 31, I'm not like that at 36.
Come
Right.
on.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know,
That's real.
so yeah, a lot of women just gotta slow down, baby. You know what I'm saying? Get to know yourself.
Right.
Even if you gotta go and be what's the word? Celibate. You know what I'm saying? I was celibate. You know what I'm saying? And
That's right.
sometimes you gotta
Celibate.
sometimes
Celebrate our buy bit.
you gotta take your time out and just, you know, refresh.
Yeah.
Refresh.
Absolutely.
Dush.
You got to
Absolutely.
recalibrate. Sometimes you got to recalibrate and
good.
refresh. Get a fresh win. Honestly,
Let's do this real quick, man. I got a joint. It's called PTSD, and then I think it really fits what it is that we talking about right now. Shout out to East Godselli, and we're gonna get into this joint right now, and then come back and finish this conversation, man.
Most
Let's do it.
definitely. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, the queen
Let's go.
with the queen.
Malik Truth.
No, they were texting.
Hey, Ross, and I ain't gon' lie, got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Hit up Sally, I'm like, fire, what we doing today? Fuck these other niggas, bro, they wanna ride the wave. Rockstar lifestyle every night and day. And my feelings about some shit, so I get high today. Girl, if I give you my heart, will you drive away? Can you stay with me? I'm numb to pain. Love your vibe, you make me nervous, wanna run away. And you be on my mind, I hit you up today.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
And I ain't gon' lie, got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Post-traumatic stress, I feel like Steven Tyler. Push back to the face, going off the wire, no liar. Really be smoking that fire, keep that spinning like tires. Don't want your girl, I don't like. Hey, fuck it, I'd rather let you talk. I got that slide like the moonwalk. She told me she loved me, I told her don't love me too hard. We pulling up in like 2 cars, I'm finna stop in like 2 bars. I got this sound like I'm Mozart, I got the gas like a go-kart.
Sometimes I wish I seen a shooting star. No, I wouldn't wish for fancy cars. Better days, wish I could be a bird so I can fly away.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get hard up in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Oh, so you actually performing? You gonna support?
We on live, baby. We on live.
Hey, what's
I got
up?
all the stuff all mixed up. The names and stuff mixed all in wrong and stuff.
Okay, he got Shannon the Queen under him. He rocking the Shannon the Queen shirt.
Hey, Shannon is gonna be me, and I'm gonna be Shannon. Hey, how y'all doing?
No, you gotta
This
say
Shannon the
you gotta
Queen.
say yes.
Yes, this is Shannon the Queen.
Your Vegas female comedian. No, your
Yo,
Vegas
baby.
female comic.
Your Vegas female comic, y'all. Yes.
Dewey got it. He got it. He got it.
I
a little
think he
bit.
might have
yeah,
that,
you know what I'm saying? That's too funny, man. Y'all.
But
I
I
think
am
I got you,
Malik Truth, author of the best-selling book, The Design, Date, and Purpose, and I'm here with our sister, the Queen, Shannon the Queen, the Vegas's top. I'm gonna go ahead and claim it. Vegas's top comedian.
Hey,
Yes.
I'll say it if you don't say it.
Yes, let's go
Vegas
ahead and
top.
claim that.
You already know.
Let's go ahead and claim that.
That's
yes.
what's up. That's
Yeah,
what
we
I
were
do.
discussing getting to know yourself and self-love before the break. And we had a lot of comments out there, people, letting us know that, hey, you got to grow the relationship, that when you're married, sometimes things can go a little stale. And they do, and pretty much what brought that on is discussing sex. Sex for a whole lot of people means a whole lot of things. For some people, sex is as it was meant to be, for procreation. And then, but you gotta understand that, hey, why do we get that nice feeling while we at it? So I guess God gave us, the ability to have some fun while we procreating. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of folks, we love that feeling. We love what happens and what occurs, during that climax thing, how it makes us feel. And some of us, we allow that to become the predecessor. We allow that to become, the predominant thing in a relationship. But we have to understand that it isn't, because a lot of times when you allow that to become the predominant thing in the relationship,
That's when it
you
fails.
pursue that.
Yeah.
And it can very much fail, because what you're building it on is something that's not solid. Sex ain't always it's not solid. Sex is an emotional thing. A relationship isn't always there. It's more
Sex
mental.
is like dessert in your relationship.
Come on, and you ain't always gonna get dessert. I remember growing up, we ain't always had dessert after dinner.
Right.
Nah.
That's
You know
how
what I'm
it
saying?
is.
And you had to deal with that.
You appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You don't take advantage of it. You appreciate it.
Oh,
Sex
yeah.
is a gift.
Come on, say that. It's a
Yeah,
gift.
It's a gift. So you don't unappreciate your gift. You appreciate it, and that's why it's so emotional when you have sex and the feelings occur when sex is involved. That energy that you guys give off to each other happens because it's a connection.
Yeah, it's definitely a connection. I mean, sex just like everything happens in the mind.
Yeah.
Without the brain, you cut off pieces of the brain that allow certain things to function. It ain't gonna function. So everything happens there. So if we understand and we learn how to control our mind and go into relationships with a particular mindset, that's what relationships is about. We become too emotional with things, and we forget that there is a design to it. And when we understand that design, we can become more logical and less emotional about it.
So emotions is something that you carry in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you carry that's period. You carry your emotions in your heart, and your mind is your temple. So that's something that you carry your memory. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Something you see, you're going to remember that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. And then the way you balance that out is when you in a relationship, you got to balance out your feelings, and you got to know when to tuck your feelings and remember the reason why this is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Remember the reason why you're in this relationship, because you was in the relationship before sex. You was talking to that person, or you met that person before you guys even had sex. So you got to always remember in your mind, and sometimes you got to tuck your feelings. So when your feelings outweigh your thinking, that's when the problem and the troubles come in, because now you're getting sensitive or jealous, towards anything that somebody say, or if somebody looking at your spouse a certain way. I seen you looking at them, you know what I'm saying? Like arguments start happening. Yeah, ready to fight.
Right.
Especially if you a sexy, fine female like me in the industry. You feel
That's true. That's true.
It's
I almost
hard
knocked
to
somebody
date.
out the other day.
It's hard to date somebody like me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that on no cocky shit. I'm saying that on some real life. Like, this is my life. It's hard to date a woman like me, because I have a lot of male fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And friends.
And friends.
Yeah.
So they got to be secure.
Absolutely.
Very. And don't accuse me of doing shit.
Uh-oh.
I
When
don't
you
like
ain't.
that. Yeah.
Kind of make you want to go out and
do.
do something when they're accusing you of it, huh?
No, it made me want to just cut it off.
Cut it off.
Hey.
See, look at that. Shit ain't going to
There
be
you go.
Leave me
vindictive.
alone. Like, I'm not a hoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Uh-oh,
saying?
uh-oh.
Like, damn, I'm a comedian. I'm out here. I'm living my dreams. If I'm rocking with you, trust me, I'm rocking with you
Right.
solid.
Yeah, that's
I'm
real.
not out here busting it wide open for nothing.
Come on, somebody.
So so it's just like it get difficult and it get hard to where sometimes it's like, dang, do I even want to date? You know what I'm saying? First I was like, I ain't gonna date no comedians because I'm a comedian. And then I'm like, I ain't gonna date nobody in the industry field. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, pretty much
And
I ain't
that's
gonna want to date
what's
nobody.
left.
You
And
know?
what's left.
That's what's left.
She
You
going
know?
to, hey,
So it's like-
a preacher and a businessman.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it,
I don't even know about that now.
I know, huh?
nowadays, and it's a different game.
I even dated a minister.
What? And what happened with that?
We was engaged and it didn't work. It didn't work.
Why didn't it work?
Because he has skeletons.
Uh-oh.
You know
I'ma
what I'm
stay
saying?
away
And,
from that
and as a
conversation.
minister, having skeletons, you live like that day to day, going to church every single day
Right.
with skeletons in your closet.
Oh, yeah.
But when you in a relationship and now I'm seeing you getting, doing things that
Right.
your pastor don't see you doing. But in
Right.
my mind,
That's real.
you know what I'm saying? I'm looking like this is fake.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh-wee.
This is fake. So
Change the
I had
game.
to get up out of it because I didn't want to live that fairy tale.
Yeah, but the thing is, Shannon, it goes back to what you said. Not only just self-love, but what the book talks about. Getting to know you. There's a lot of layers of pain, hurts, and traumas that we mask so much over the course of the
real.
decades of our life
Yes.
that we can't even see it anymore. And then what happens is that since we can't see it, we don't know how to address it, and we don't quite understand why aren't we engaging as effectively in relationships as we should be.
Fear.
Right.
It's fear because of the damage that our heart has discovered. You drop a glass plate on the floor and you glue that glass plate back together.
Right.
It's not going to be the same glass plate.
It's gonna
You know
have
what I'm
bruises
saying?
on it.
It's gonna
That's
have
right.
cracks, dents, missing pieces.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now now another person got to try to put these pieces back together that they didn't even
Right.
break.
And why should they have the responsibility of putting your pieces back together rather than just simply being
Acceptable of who you are.
acceptable of who you are, and you not expecting them to fix you.
You got to fix yourself.
You
And
gotta
that's when
fix yourself.
self-love plays.
Yes.
And that's when I say take time to grow again.
Yes.
Take time to learn who you are.
Yes,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
important.
And then with that partner, they can only accept who you are and not change who you are. You know what I'm saying? Unless
Exactly.
y'all change together, just naturally, a natural change together and grow. It's like
Right.
it's like a flower. It's like a flower. You gotta water. A relationship is like a flower. It's like a plant. You gotta water it daily. You gotta give it some sun. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You gotta treat it.
Yeah,
know?
you do.
You
You
gotta
do.
treat a relationship, and it's not always sex that's gonna treat the relationship.
And it's
going out
unfortunate.
on dates is very important.
Yeah.
Expressing how
Spending
you feel,
time.
whether it's hurtful or not hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Express yourself, because if not, that other person can be thinking the totally opposite of how you really feeling. But
Exactly.
they just taking guess points because they don't really see you acting like that. So you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They like, well, probably it's me. I probably need to back up. But really, you just going through personal situations, but you don't want to express it because you want that person to feel like everything all good when it's
Exactly.
not. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, man, that communication thing is so important.
Very.
Because even in the sexual experience, because just because in one relationship your sex was good doesn't mean that it's gonna be good
You're gonna
in the
move
next
her like that.
relationship.
Mhm.
Because everybody likes different things.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has different desires, so you got to
Yeah.
learn the person. You know what I'm saying? You in a brand new relationship. That's why it's important in the beginning to have those type of questions like,
Right.
hey, what do you like? You know what I'm saying? What are you into? What turns you on? You know what I'm saying? What type of things do you like to hear? You know what I'm saying? And build off of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you know what, Natron? It's
agree.
funny you say that because in my book I call that the discovery process. You know, we have to learn how to take our time and discover certain things about one another.
Right.
You know, there could be some things. You know, why does she move her hair that certain way?
Yeah.
What caused that? You know, why does she cook a certain thing on a certain day at a certain time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why does she wear her hair like that on a certain on a certain day or holiday.
Or why she rock her left leg when she
Why she rock her left leg? Is it because she's nervous? Is it because something's there? And it's those fun things. Those are fun communication moments that helps us to know about the individual who we're with. We got to discover those things about that individual.
And you don't even have to ask questions. Like he said, discover. You could pay attention without paying attention.
Yes.
Study your partner. Study the person you with. Get to know them mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody go through situations that they may not be comfortable talking about, which that's understanding. But if you can have that partner where you feel comfortable and vulnerable to be yourself around, that's winning.
Real.
Ain't that a beautiful thing?
That's winning. For someone not to judge you and you just able to just be vulnerable and be yourself without being judged, but being accepted and being loved on still. Oh my God.
Despite
that's
who
what
you
I
are.
want in my life.
Oh Lord, geez, don't make me cry. You ain't about to make me cry today.
Just laugh me.
You ain't about to make me cry tonight.
I'm good. Like, I got a good heart, good spirit. Like, and it's hard to find somebody with that good energy like you. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do find it, they be already tooken. Like, damn, man, fuck it.
Or don't know how, or don't know how to handle it.
It just got real.
They don't know how to handle it.
That part.
It just got real up in here.
It's hard for somebody to come in out of what they used to.
We're gonna pray for Shannon the Queen today.
Y'all pray for me. I'm getting older.
And you know what? You ain't even gotta look. You gonna be found.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be found because you positioning yourself. You out there winning, Shannon.
Right, thank you.
You are out there winning, and so guess what? When you out there winning, it's like Tupac's song said, "All eyes on me."
Yeah.
And then by me not being a selfish person, I be wanting to win with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we did this. Like, let's take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
It's lonely when you get to the top.
Oh, it's lonely at the top. Is that where the song came from?
I don't have no friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want my man to be my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Let's do this shit.
Oh yeah.
That's real.
Oh yeah. We got Laird B on the line. What's going on, Laird B? Laird B is CEO and owner of Laird Body Essentials, and she makes her own skincare products for everybody. And she says, I totally agree. You have to love yourself first before you can love someone else, because hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely.
Woo!
That's
oh
big.
yeah.
Yes.
Come on, Laird. You done got
Talk
deep.
that real stuff.
You done got deep with that one.
Hurt people.
You've been around me too
people.
long.
Ooh, that's deep. And that comes with soul ties.
Yeah, definitely. And hurt people thing is pretty much is a developmental thing. And what I say in the book is that our circumstances make who we become, but it's God who created who we are. But for a lot of times, our life circumstances create who we are, not what we've become, because becoming pretty much says authorship. And the only person or the only author of my life is God. The only author of all of our lives is God. But what happens is that circumstances occur in our lives that create who we are today. Doesn't define and complete who we are to become, because we still can become, but our circumstances in our life just created who we happen to be today.
You create your life, your path. You are the creative of your life.
Yeah, if you know how to get to that, realization.
And that's when it comes to mind over heart,
right.
Mind over emotions.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you know you want a certain thing in life, a certain project, or you on a certain path, then you have to control your mind and not let it slide to the left. You know
but
what I'm
unfortunately, Shannon, though, trauma is what it is.
And that's
fear.
fear.
No, it's not just fear, Shannon. Trauma, when it comes in your life, it has a very distinct movement in your life. Yes, can it breed fear? Yes, but it also can breed a halting, because you have not recognized what that trauma is. Once you recognize what that trauma is in your life, then you begin to deal with it. It's just like when Jesus called out the demons by the name and he said, I am Legion. He was able to now recognize who he was dealing with. A lot of us go through traumas in life, and we get into relationships, Sister Shannon, where a woman doesn't, or a guy, he may not like to be touched from behind.
Yeah. That's
What
me.
caused that?
Right.
Something caused that.
Yeah.
And we want to understand and know through kindness and love, baby, where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said we all have traumas in our lives that has caused and created who we are today, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's true.
define who we shall become.
That's right.
Right. That's definitely true. So with that trauma, that's another thing. That's another connection to soul ties too. As a child, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you never know what a child been through, molested. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on now.
So they
Yes.
grow up and now they feel like they don't want to be in a room with all males because they have flashback of what happened
Come
to
on
them.
now.
Yeah.
Now
You know
you're
what I'm
getting
saying?
it. Yeah.
So
Now you're
then
talking.
that's where the fear come in and the
Yes.
discomfort, and now the energy in the room is thrown off and nobody knows why. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not a comfortable situation to tell everybody when you walk
It's
into
not.
the room.
It's not, and it's not even a comfortable situation to talk about when you're in a relationship, because again, it goes back to the fear of being judged.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're fearing of being judged, you're going to withhold that information, which could be some very important information. Now, what I've learned is what's called quid pro quo. Give a little, get a little. When you tell somebody a particular story that is familiar to them,
And share yours with them.
thank you.
Yeah. And that's bonding.
It's bonding, and it causes them to be able to relate.
That's vulnerable.
Yes.
And that's what I mean by having a vulnerable relationship.
Yeah.
Getting down to the skeletons.
Come on
You know
now.
what I'm saying? And being open with that person so they can understand you more than any other individual.
Yeah, and that's the important thing is when we get into relationship, too many of us are trying to go too fast and look for the finale.
Yeah.
Wait for the finale to happen if it is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
But for now, learn to acquaint yourself with that individual. And acquainting yourself with that individual is not always and should not always be a sexual thing, because that's just a small part of who that individual and what that individual has to offer you.
Right.
Because behind that could be so much greater.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like holding on to $1 million, but behind door number 2 is 100 million. But you so holding on to that million
Right.
because you ain't never had it before.
Yeah.
And then they say, you know, once one blessing get taken away, God always bless you with a bigger blessing.
Yeah, the
You know what I'm
windows
saying?
are always open, Shannon.
Once you let go of the small thing and enjoyed that small blessing, just imagine what your miracle gonna look like.
Uh-oh, come on,
You
somebody.
know what I'm saying? So it's always good to believe in closed doors and don't go back knocking on that same door that once caused you trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You gotta let it go. Although you might be addicted to that person or what that person had to bring to offer you, but at the end of the day, you got something more worthy. You know what I'm saying? That could be at the next door.
That's right.
You just gotta believe and trust the process.
And guess what that's called? That's called discovering yourself.
Right.
When we get into a relationship, we become tied, and our identity at times becomes tied with that individual.
Yeah.
And then now imagine this. You have now become tied to that individual's identity, but you never even knew your own.
I have a question for you, Malik Truth. Since you talk about relationships, like me being a female out here in the industry, dominant with males, you know, when a guy get involved with somebody like me, you know, and he likes me and I like him, but he tells me I'm not ready for a commitment. How should I take that? But his action is showing everything else. Should I listen to the word, or should I or should I pay attention to the action?
Well, Maya Angelou said it best. When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you wanna pay attention to actions more than words, because
But that's
anything.
confusing though. Why would
It
you
doesn't
tell
have
some-
to be. Doesn't have to be when you align. In my book, I talk about aligning your purpose with what energies you receive from another individual, and when those energies are incongruent with what you see for yourself, you have a determination to make. Is the dick that good to stick around?
Yeah, that's real.
Or do
What if you
I
ain't never
manage
had
myself?
the dick yet, though?
Uh-oh.
Is just spending time with them? What do they do for you that makes you so wooed?
I feel like-
Identify that.
I personally feel like this. When in the beginning, before you get your feelings wrapped into it, those are the questions that you have to ask. Like,
Yes.
are you looking to potentially be in a relationship? And if a person says no and that's what you're looking for, you gotta have enough love for yourself to say, oh, if you're not looking for that, but I am, then we're not compatible.
Right.
Because I want something that you don't want.
Right.
So we're not gonna work. And you gotta cut that off from the jump.
Right.
You know.
Well, I'm a kind of disagree with that for now.
I mean,
because
that sound it makes sense though what he's saying.
it makes sense,
because
but it's not real.
Because a lot of people don't talk and sit down and have them open conversations
Yes,
like that.
exactly.
But it is real. You know what I'm saying? When you sit down and you open up and you ask that person. So But my thing is, if we went out on a date, then you should know that you're interested in me. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't on no phony shit. It's on some you taking me on a date. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That means you like me. You know what I'm saying? To take me out on a date. It don't mean that if you don't like somebody, you're not gonna take them on a date. You ain't gonna spend your time with that person.
Why assume something when all you gotta do is get clarity?
Just ask.
You know what I'm saying? You ask the right questions and you get the right answers. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I mean, if somebody says, "Hey, I'm about that life," and then you watch them and then they showing you they about that life, you already know what time it is.
Exactly.
But anytime a person's action doesn't meet up with their words, then all right, now I can bag back. But if you ain't ask no questions, then you ain't give that person the opportunity to tell you what they want or what they don't want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that first initial or second initial conversation before you get yourself wrapped up and wrapped into a person, you need to get some clarity on what that person wants and what you want, and see if it's even on the same line.
Yeah, if it's on the same wavelength, then those are the things you want to look out for. I always make sure that I'm very clear when I'm meeting someone. If I'm interested in you, I'm gonna let you know that I'm interested in you and how far I'm interested in you, because some folks have their ideals fixed that because we're going out on a date, we are now exclusive. You know what I'm saying? But there's something in that man's mind that makes him think that, and there's something in that woman's mind that makes them think that. So when I talk about stages in the design in dating, you start with acquainting yourself with someone. I call that the casual acquaintance stage. There are no romantic expectations. It's only two people playing in the sandbox like we did when we were kids. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times we have to go back to that mentality of not looking at one another as a sexual instrument and just looking at each other as someone that I can have fun with.
Yeah.
Someone that I enjoy talking on the phone with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So basically, before you guys even fall in love, fall in friendship.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Fall in friendship.
Become friends, and have that friend, because a lot of people be together for a long time and they're not even friends.
Right.
They're not even friends.
What if you talking to somebody who really don't want to fall in love though? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day,
build that friendship with them though.
No,
yeah, but if you build, see, that's the sad truth about it. Like, you can go into a situation and say, hey, we just gonna be friends. But if somebody has their mind on, hey, I want this relationship and I want this and I want that, you're not being honest with yourself.
I like that.
You going into a situation, you know what I'm saying, with saying one thing but having an expectation, and that's how people get hurt. Because you jumping into something that ain't, that you ain't being honest about.
That's right.
If you're looking for a friend, then go look for a friend. Look for the homie. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's real. But if that's not what you're looking for, if you're looking for something that's real, looking for somebody that you could potentially spend your life with, then you got to put that up front. Like, look, I'm going to be 100. Like, I don't really know what you're looking for, but let me tell you what I'm looking for.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking
Me
for
too.
something that's real. I'm looking for somebody that I can spend, my life. I know we got to build to that, but
Right.
if that's not what you looking for, then let's not. You know what I'm saying?
Like, some guys get afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are afraid to
But do
fall
you
in
want
love.
do
and-
you want a scary guy? That's
right,
the question you gotta ask yourself.
Who don't know what they want. So
Yeah.
that's when they end up confusing the female. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Some guys are afraid to fall in love. Like in the beginning, they probably do, want that and want to treat you good and want to be with you and see themselves with you.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they start feeling like they falling for you,
Yeah.
that's when they back up and scoot away and be
Retreat,
like,
they
oh,
get scared.
I don't know.
But then we have to.
I don't want no commitment. I don't know. It's getting too deep. And then it
Yeah.
just plays with emotions. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like, damn, I thought we were striving to
Right.
that point. You know what
But
I'm
the
saying? Now
thing
you
is,
backing
you-
up because of
makes
traumatized.
Yeah, but what makes them respond or react in that manner is what my book teaches you to how to appeal to and try to look for and understand. Because a lot of us don't go into a lot of relationships with empathy, understanding and knowing that if they're responding a certain way, there's got to be a mechanism that caused that.
Right.
Yeah.
And those are the things we have to understand. And speaking to what you said earlier in the trail with regards to letting somebody know, and if they don't meet to your standards, it's not always goodbye at that point. It's just simply back off of your own ideals and don't place those ideals on that
person,
individual.
right.
Those are your
Yes,
ideals.
Yes.
Let your ideals stay your ideals
And
worry about
yeah.
learning who that individual is.
Absolutely.
And how does that occur? By hanging out with one another. You know what I tell a woman in a minute? I'm not going to tell you I want a relationship with you. I'm not going to tell you that I want to be friends with you. I'm going to say, would you like to take this journey of fun with me? What does that contain, Malik? Well, it's going to be defined by how we define it. You know what I'm saying? And then along the course of the way, we will give each other clarity through communicating
Right.
how certain moments in time and places and things we do make us feel towards and about one another.
Right.
Those are the
so
things we have
pretty
to do.
basically, don't rush.
Stop it.
Stop rushing.
Stop.
Yes. So
That's that
yes,
song.
that's
Go.
that
Don't
real
rush.
talk.
Silk song. Don't rush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got to stop rushing. You got men and both women. We grow up with certain ideals, and then someone comes along and crushes those dreams and those ideals because
No.
it makes us, what you said earlier, Shannon, afraid now. Now, that was a trauma. Now, was that the only trauma, or was that a trauma that exacerbated the other traumas?
Right.
Wow. Yeah, that's big.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's why we have to go into different acquaintanceships. I call them acquaintanceships because we're acquainting ourselves with one another. We're not in a
Every
ideal
situation
relationship.
is a relationship, though.
It is.
Being a friend is a relationship.
Yes.
Being a business partner is a relationship.
It is.
Everything, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is a relationship once you.
But as we see it ideally, though, that's what I'm talking about. There is an idea to that construct called relationship.
Yeah.
We treat it differently in business. We treat
Right.
it differently with our siblings. But with someone who we have affection and desires to, it's going to be a whole new definition for that word relationship. And it's those ideals we have to learn how to keep in check
No doubt.
and learn how to acquaint ourselves with that individual first. That's why I call it an acquaintanceship.
No doubt. Let's we got to wrap up, but
wow,
tell
time's
them
up.
what to expect from Malik's Truth.
Oh, what you can expect from Malik's Truth is a new approach to dating and relationships. The advisement that you're gonna get on the truth is gonna be just that, the truth, based on what we are afraid to talk about, especially when it pertains to relationships. I'm gonna give you practical, spiritual, and therapeutic guideposts on how to approach a relationship. And one of the major things that we are afraid to do in a dating scenario relationship is to hold ourselves accountable. And that's what this book teaches you how to do. It teaches you how to hold yourself accountable, something that a lot of
people don't do.
Or
don't even
It's
know
something
how
that
to
a
do
lot
it.
of books don't teach you how to do, is to hold yourself accountable. And it's when you hold yourself accountable is when you begin to grow, understand, and learn the hurts and traumas that affected you. Then hold yourself accountable to addressing those traumas, healing from those traumas,
Yeah.
and then growing.
Absolutely.
Without manipulating people.
Without
too.
I like that.
Yeah.
Without
There's
manipulating
a lot of people who don't hold their accountability. They manipulate others to make them believe that that's not what it is.
Exactly,
because
which
they don't
means they're
wanna
not
own
truly
up.
healed.
Right. Yes.
Or even working towards healing.
Yes. Yes.
They're
Yes.
still allowing their trauma to guide them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, we got to jump up off this thing, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Tune in every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to Malik's Truth. And every week he's going to have guests, and where they going to be talking some real talk about relationships. And, man, feel free to call in. If you got any questions, you guys can also donate to the cause. You know what I'm saying? The Cash App is right down there. So make sure y'all send, a donation if you learned anything or if you were entertained by the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you definitely donate. We got to get up off this thing, man. Any last words, Malik?
Oh yeah, you can find me on the Design Dating Purpose. You can find that on Amazon.com, and there's also a wonderful free read on Kindle. You're definitely gonna enjoy this literary journey. And hey, I am looking for show ideas. I'm looking for guests to come on the show. If you have any personal or experiential relationship questions, you can feel free to write to the email show Malik's Truth Radio Show at gmail.com, and feel free to write me with any questions or comments or show ideas.
No doubt. So thanks again for tuning in.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next week.
Next week.
And we out. Thank you for tuning in.
And we're going to end with Outpour. Let's do it.
I'm Shannon the Queen, your Vegas female comic. Yeah.
PMG for Music Group. Come on.
It's your life, yeah. It's your life, yeah. It's your life, yeah.
Hey, say, Nisi, come
When I think about your mercy and your glory poured up on me, Lord, I thank you.
Lord, I thank you.
Yes, I thank you.
Yes, I thank you.
When I think about your mercy and your glory poured up on me, Lord, I thank you.
Lord, I thank you.
Yes, I thank you.
Yes, I thank you. Hey, man, say, y'all, come on. I like this, come on. Forever and ever. For always. Lord, we love you. Thank you.
When I think about your goodness and your mercy poured upon me, Lord, I thank you.
Lord, I thank you.
Just wanna thank you.
Just wanna thank you.
When I wake up in the morning, I just lift my
Thank you.
hands and praise you. Lord, I thank you.
Lord, I thank you.
Just wanna thank you.
Just wanna thank you. Hallelujah, come on. Hallelujah, come on. Woo. Come on, man. Hey, turn it up. Turn it up. Hey, Rod, come on, man, tell him.
When I think about your goodness and your mercy stored up on me, Lord, I thank you, yeah.
Sing, boy.
Lord, I thank you.
One more time, tell him, come on.
When I think about your mercy and everything you done, Lord, I thank you,
Lord, I
yeah.
thank you.
I just thank you, Lord. Lord, you reign, yeah.
Hey,
Say
y'all,
you
come on, come on.
reign.
Y'all better sing.
Say, Lord, you reign.
Yeah.
Lord, you reign.
To the Most High.
Lord, you done so much for me. I can't deny how you love me. You shed your blood on Calvary to save a wretch like me.
I love it.
I thank you, Lord, for the lessons. Cause Lord, you just keep on blessing.
Thank you.
The tests and trials make me strong. Keep me holding on.
Come on.
That's I'm desperate for you.
because of you.